seeing any left. A little further, but I'm not seeing it. I'm lost. What is up, guys? Welcome back to imsocraigy. On this episode, I'm attempting the 3 Peaks challenge. At the end of my last video, when I woke up in my car with that amazing view, that is the day I started the challenge. So I did this food shop that you're seeing on screen now while I was in Llandudno before I headed back to Snowdonia on that episode. Any nutritionist watching this now is probably shaking their head. I have no idea what I'm doing, guys, so if you're looking at this video for nutritional information, don't copy me. That right there is more amount of money than I've spent on food this entire trip, pretty much. The 3 Peaks challenge is hiking the highest mountain in Wales, England and Scotland in 24 hours or under. That's Mount Snowdon, Scafell, Pike and Ben Nevis. That time includes the driving in between the mountains. The timer doesn't stop while you're driving. Most people do this in teams with a driver or just splitting the driving between them while the others take on food, sort out their feet and get some sleep during the roughly 9 hours of driving in total. I'm doing this by myself, which means I have to squeeze in food and feet admin and do all the driving myself, which of course means I'll also be getting no sleep. So before the challenge I had a light breakfast of just porridge and a glass of green tea. I also taped my feet up with zinc oxide tape. Guys, this stuff works miracles. It prevents rubbing and prevents blisters. Try not to use the cheap zinc oxide tape from Boots or other places like that. That's what I used, and I had to retape my feet at the beginning of every mountain. Get heavy duty zinc oxide tape, military grade stuff. You'll be able to tape your feet up once at the beginning of the challenge and it will hold for the entirety of the challenge. The stuff is awesome. I used to use it all the time when I was in the army. The stuff works miracles. In my backpack, guys, I packed wet weather clothes, which was a thin raincoat, cold weather clothes, which for me were a hoodie, gloves, beanie and a pair of joggers. I also took a spare pair of socks in case I get lost in the mountains and have to stay up there for the night, which almost happened on Scafell Pike, as you'll see later in this video, guys, and a first aid kit in case I needed to really do some feet admin while I was up there. I also took some snacks, Snickers, banana, some nuts, 3 litre Camelback, a spare litre of water and my camera, and also some protein bars too. So for the car journeys between the mountains I've got energy drinks, a few other snacks, and here I've got Doritos because I've heard that tortilla chips are good for energy, and water, of course. Water, this is going to be filled up. Protein shake, which I'm going to be having one after every mountain. That's pretty much what I'm going to be snacking on while I'm driving, just to keep me going, because you got to remember, guys, not only am I hiking 3 mountains, I'm also pulling a 24-hour stint with no sleep, so it's going to be pretty exhausting. Let's have a look at the back of my car. I've got my t-shirts laid out ready for me, 2 t-shirts there, plus the one I'm wearing, one for each mountain. 2 pairs of socks, pair of boxers, again for each mountain, and I got my cooking equipment laid out there, so if I come back and I feel like I need a green tea for energy or I want to make some eggs, I've got some eggs there, guys. I got that ready. My car is all ready to go. Alright, guys, so I'm all kitted out, ready to go. Let's have a look at the time. So what I'm going to be going by is my car time. Let's have a look at the synchronized. So my phone time, can you see that? 9:07, and my car time 9:07 on the 5th of September 2022. I can't change this time and I can't change this date. For all you skeptics out there who think I'm going to be filming this on 3 different days and just changing the time or date on my phone, that's why I'm using my car, just to shut you guys up. So I'll be leaving in about 53 minutes. Right, guys, so I just went to the Penny Pass car park, which is the car park where you most likely be starting the hike. He says it's pre-booking only, so that's something to bear in mind if you're coming to do Snowdon. Pre-book your parking if you want to start from the Penny Pass. So what I'm going to do is go down and park down the bottom of this hill, which will add another 15 minutes, at least maybe even 20 minutes to my hike, which is a right bummer, but it's my only option. I've got 35 minutes till 10 o'clock. I am going to be leaving a little earlier, guys. I'm not going to count this time towards my final time because initially you're meant to start from Penny Pass car park, so this is all extra time, so I'm going to leave, well, 20 minutes earlier. So the Penny Pass car park, follow this road round the mountain, it's all the way up there, and I'm parked here, and I gotta walk up there, round the road and up there. We're heading home to the top of the mountain, 'cause here down low the sun ain't shining. So I just got to the Penny Pass car park. The time is now 10:05. There we go, that's the time. So 10:05, I'm gonna be starting my hike maybe in a minute's time, I think, because I gotta just do some prep. Guys, when you get to the car park, there are 2 tracks leading up the mountain. There's the miners track, which goes that way, and the PYG track, which goes that way. Both of the tracks join later on in the hike. The miners track is 8 miles, and it's for beginners, let's say. It's a little bit easier at the start. The PYG track is 7 miles, but it's a lot steeper. So my plan is to take the miners track up, so that I don't tucker myself out too soon, and take the PYG track down and use the hill to my advantage. Right guys, so I'm right at the beginning of the miners track right now. There it is, just through that gate where those people are walking. I got my screen on screen record, and the second this clock strikes 10:08, I'm beginning. Now it's just a waiting game. There we go, 10:08, it begins, guys. Let's do it.
To the top of the mountain, we're heading home. To the top of the mountain, 'cause here down low.
So I'm about 22 minutes in. I gotta say guys, this 3-peak challenge I planned to the hours for obvious reasons. I've allotted myself 4 hours to do Snowdon, that's up to the top and back to my car, and then 30 minutes for admin. So I want to make up time so I can get to the top of Scafell Pike for sunset. And I've allotted myself 5 hours to do Scafell Pike. And unfortunately, I only had 5 hours remaining for Ben Nevis. That's very optimistic. So I need to make up as much time as I can and push those hours forward onto the Ben Nevis time.
Cause here down low, hey, to the top of the mountain, hey, hey, to the top of the mountain, hey.
So when you get to this point guys, Miners Trail will bring you up here. The PYG Trail back to the car park also is down that way. This standalone rock is the signal for where they split. I'm an hour and 10 minutes in. There's the peak up there. We've got 50 minutes. Let's do it. There's the end. I've got 28 minutes to get up there if I want to stick to my time.
We're heading home.
Here's the summit. Right, this is the final push. I haven't checked the time, but I've probably got about 15 or 20 minutes left.
Home, my train.
Happy that I made it up in under 2 hours. Right, I'm gonna have like 5 minutes rest, take on some water, eat a banana, and then I'm gonna make up some more time on the way down. Right guys, it's 12:01. In 7 minutes time I'm at the 2 hour mark, so I'm heading down right now. See you down there. Time is 13:15. Back at the car park. I did it in up and down Snowdon in 3 hours 8 minutes. Here we go, back to the car park. I'm going to use this time in the car park real quick to replenish my water, take on some water. Then annoyingly I've got to walk back to my car down the bottom of the street, which is now eaten into all that time I saved. I've saved myself about 50 minutes, which is good. I'm really happy with that. Unless I can hitch a ride, we'll see. So I didn't manage to hitch a ride. There was nobody leaving the car park at the time, but there was a bus sat there. And I asked him, is it a free bus service? I said to him, just to the end of the road. He was like, nah. I was like, I gotta walk. He was like, jump in. So I hitched a ride on the bus. So it saved me a little bit of time there, and I'm gonna need that time because I need to eat some eggs and salt. I was getting really bad cramp in my right calf heading up towards the summit there, and I need to take on some salt. I didn't want to cook, but I need to. I put a disgusting amount of salt in this. It's going to taste rank, but I need to take on that salt. So I have allocated myself 30 minutes for admin for this sort of stuff, like taking on protein, having some food if I need it, and changing my socks. My feet are actually doing all right. There's no blisters or doesn't seem to be any rubbing. I am going to change my socks. If you're doing the challenge, guys, change your socks after every mountain. Your foot admin is the #1 thing, because if you f your feet up, you ain't going to finish the challenge. So I'm changing my socks, but before I put on my new socks, I've got about maybe a 4-hour drive now. I'm going to use the 4-hour drive to air my feet out. I'm not going to put my new socks on till I get to the Lake District. Right, so I just started my engine. Let's have a look where we're at with the time. The time is 10 to 2 almost. I'm leaving right now, so that will put me 40 minutes ahead of time, which I'm very happy with. And I'm going to make up some time on the drive as well, which is awesome. You'll notice I've changed my shirt because that one was sweaty as, so I'm not sitting in that for the whole drive, that's for sure. Just to confirm with you guys, that is what we're up to on the overall time, 3 hours and 42 minutes. And time 13:50. I've got energy drinks and sugary snacks like Snickers and shit, which I never normally eat that shit, but just to keep my sugar up. But I'm also going to be drinking water the whole way as well. You want to keep yourself hydrated even when you're not actually hiking. A few things to note, guys, is I'm doing this on literally 0 training. I have not prepared anything. I decided I was doing this like 3 days ago. I haven't done any training. Unless you count a week in Boomtown and a week in Ibiza. If you count raving as training, then yeah, I've done 2 weeks of training. But other than that, no. I am also vlogging it. I am also trying to get good footage for this video. So while I'm hiking, I'm trying to get my camera out of my bag, shoot some nice footage for you. I've also got that burden on top of me. So bear those things in mind when you watch this video, guys. So with that being said, who thinks I'm going to pass this challenge? I'm very curious. Leave a comment down below, guys. Let me know early on before you watch the video, do you think I'm gonna pass or not? And then watch to the end of the video to find out if I do. Alright, just got to the car park, Scafell Pike. Guys, the car park, if you park on the farmer's land, is £5. Or you can park on the side of the road, which is where I park. And that seems to be free. Let's do a quick time check. So it is 10 to 6. I made up a little bit of time on the motorway. And our time is 7 hours, 42 minutes. Alright, I gotta go. There's the farmer's car park. You'll turn in there. Along the road here, you can park. Right, we are 15 minutes to 8 hours in. And the time is 17:54. Lap that for the beginning, and we're off. I'm feeling fresh, like this is my first hike. I don't feel like I just hiked Snowdon a few hours ago. Like after being sat down in my car, driving for 4 hours, I thought my legs would stiffen up, but actually I feel pretty good. The only thing I'm worried about is the time. Sun's going down, it's inevitable I'll be coming back in the dark, but I want to get up there before it's dark. So at least I know the route for the way back. So I gotta make tracks, guys. I got about 2 hours max. I really want to go for a swim. It looks so inviting, but I don't have time. Here's the valley I just hiked up. And I tell you what, the cramp's back. I'm feeling it. I actually have no idea which mountain is Scafell Pike, by the way. There's a few of them about. I met this American couple, walked past them then, and it's a good thing I asked them which way Scafell Pike is, because he was like, oh, it's confusing, pulled a map out on his phone and showed me the route. I would have 100% got lost if I never met those guys. They were the last guys I met as well, presumably the last people coming down the main. So that was a stroke of good luck. Okay guys, you see that path there? My path is that one. At night this is going to get super confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little trick that they sometimes do in the army. When you reach a junction like this, they leave something, maybe just a little pile of talcum powder or something, as an indication for when you're coming back, you know your way, because it's going to be dark. I'm not going to be able to see any of these mountains as an indication, so I'm going to see what I got in my bag. What I'm going to do is leave that here, put that on top of it. So when I'm walking back later, there's one path, and I've got to take that path. Hopefully I'll see that and that'll be my indication. What I'm also doing as well is I'm looking at like landmarks or little things I can remember, like take note of, so I know I'm on the right route. Just like earlier I seen a stream going across the path, and it was the only stream I've seen so far going across the path. There's been a stream running alongside the path the whole way, but there's one part where a stream goes across. So now I'm remembering that. Once I find that bar and I turn right, if I see that stream, I know I'm on the right track. So guys, if you are stupid enough like me to start a hike at 6 PM where you know you're going to get back in the dark, there's some little tips for you. Up to this point, this one's already got an indication for me, so I'm going to take this path. Time check, we're on 7:30. I've been about an hour and a half. I'm not sure which mountain it is, I think it's that one behind me. I'm watching the sunset on Scafell Pike. Hopefully tomorrow morning I'll be watching the sunrise on Ben Nevis. The end is near, we're 2 hours in. I reckon I can do it in 2.5 hours. Let's go. Look at this last part now. Up here. The summit is up there. It's practically rock climbing. Right, I'm gonna get this done. I've come this far, I ain't giving up. Guys, I did it. There's the time. So, less than 3 hours. I'm guessing this signifies the top of the highest mountain in England. And I made it before it got fully dark. Amazing. And I gotta say, that last part, on the way up, I had cramp in both of my quads and one of my calves, all at the same time. Now I need to get down. Guys, I have the most painful cramp in my calf. I can't stand up, like literally. Every time I go to stand up, it just strikes. I'm hoping it'll go soon. I'm not even that far from the summit. You can see the summit just behind me there, silhouette of it. Just left. Alright, let's try again. Okay, we're good. We're good, back on. There it is. This is the first indicator. So there's a left here. Not seeing any left. This is what I mean, guys, what is really important. Leave indicators if you can, and really try and really try and memorise it, because even though I've seen that indicator, I know there's a left here somewhere. I'm not seeing it. Okay, I found it. They were all false alarms. There it is. And here's the left. See, even I need to listen to my own advice and be more observant, because I don't remember seeing that many piles on the way up, and I was starting to think I'm lost. Alright, all good, we're back on. We're doing for time, but we're back on. Oh, brilliant. What a find. I'm starving. Here it is, guys. I'm at the halfway mark. Probably about 45 minutes from the car. So let's finish this. Right, back of the car. 23:12. Overall time, 13 hours and 5 minutes. Alright, so we're on 13 hours, 14 minutes. It's still Monday at 23:22, which is the time we got right here too. Right guys, let's talk about Scafell Pike. It was super easy for like the first hour, but there's no clear path, there's no clear route. So they did have piles of stones that they'd put up for you to follow, but even then they were quite hard to see, they were quite hard to find because they were spread out. A bit of a nightmare. I'm very surprised I didn't get lost, very surprised. So I managed to navigate over the rocks. It was difficult. Just after I was running around going, I'm on top of England, I seen 3 guys hiking up, but they're taking a different route. Yeah, I said to them, guys, I thought I was the only one dumb enough to be hiking a mountain at this time of night. They were like, yeah, we're doing the 3 peaks. I was like, no me too. Ben Nevis they just done this morning. Isn't that weird? Isn't that really coincidental? I bumped into other people doing the 3 peaks exactly on the halfway point. Anyway, on to Ben Nevis. I got 5 hours to drive. It's 11:35 PM, meaning I am going to be pulling a solid all-nighter. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good though. I'm not tired. See you in Ben Nevis, guys. Guys, I'm hiking up 3 mountains just for your entertainment. Look at the commitment I have to this channel. Now, if that's not worth a thumbs up and a subscription, I don't know what is. Guys, I cannot begin to tell you how relieved I am that Scafell Pike is out of the way. This entire challenge, that's the one I was most nervous for, because I knew I'd be finishing it in the dark and I was worried about getting lost up in the mountains. I'm just north of Glasgow now. I've still got another 2 hours and 15 minutes to go. That drive was so hard. I am exhausted. But that being said, I am excited to start the hike because I know once I get this done, I can go to bed. It's going to be great. I'm going to boot up and then we're going to get going. But first, a time check for you guys. So time is 4:08, so I've got exactly 6 hours. There we go, 18 hours in, 6 hours to go. Okay, time is 4:27. I'm at my car. Let's go. Guys, I've been hiking for an hour and a half and I'm already up at the shoulder. I feel like I'm so close, but I'm just so exhausted. I keep stopping. 6:40. I can do this. Right, I'm gonna do it. I've got 2.5 hours left, and I know the summit's around here somewhere. I just don't know where. I know it's that direction. Guys, I'm at the summit of Ben Nevis. I think I'm at the summit. I've been wandering around here for like 10 or 15 minutes and I found this, so I guess this is the summit. I got 2 hours to get down, so the camera's going away. I gotta f***ing run. Peace guys, I'm out of here. Oh guys, it's a fail. 24 hours, look where I am. That's the finish right there, that's the car park. Just hiked the highest mountain in the UK and I had that to do. Absolutely gutted. Very disappointing finish. When it got to the 24-hour mark, I sort of just stopped caring then. So my final time was 24 hours and 27 minutes. But honestly, if I'd have kept up the pace I was doing before we reached the 24-hour time, it would have probably been about 24 hour and 10 minutes or something. I don't know, because it wasn't that far. I just slowed right down and started chatting to people, and I even got a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Actually, have a look at this. I was chatting to some lady, we were hiking together, some older lady, and I jokingly said, oh, I'm going to go for a nap now, a nice long nap, and I expect a peanut butter jelly sandwich left outside my car when I wake up, made by you. I said it as a joke, and she laughed and she went, I got one in my bag if you want it. I'm like, yeah, go on. If you're not going to eat it, I'll have it. It's raspberry jam. Oh, I mean, I know beggars can't be choosers, but alright. After the hike, I snuck into Glen Nevis campsite to use their showers. I took a 5-hour nap, then I drove into Fort William, which is the nearby town to Ben Nevis, to get myself a haircut. Alright guys, let's talk about Ben Nevis. So Ben Nevis, the hike starts from the Glen Nevis car park and it's nice and easy. I would say Ben Nevis was the easiest one of the three, although it was the highest, because there was a path the whole way up. When you get to the top of the mountain but you're just trying to find the summit, there's no path, but then there's like big stone pillars you can follow. There's one laid out every, I don't know, 20 meters or whatever. If you're in the clouds like I was, those stone pillars are a lifesaver because you can get disoriented so easily, you can't see anything. But the hike was literally a gradual path the whole way, whereas Snowdon had that part where you had to climb. Family friendly. I've seen people taking their dogs up there. If you're not so fit, you can do Ben Nevis. Don't think, oh, it's the highest one, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's the highest one, but it's like 300 meters higher than Snowdon, so it's not much difference. So like, it's the highest one, but not by a landslide. So if you're not that fit and you want to hike Ben Nevis, you can do it, guys. You can do it. It's really not that hard. You just follow the path, no navigating or anything like that to be done. And it's all a gradual climb. It doesn't really get steep at all. Guys, look where I am. I'm taking the same route back I took from my Isle of Skye video. This bridge was featured in that video. Because you get the daylight hours for all three of the mountains, but also Ben Nevis is the easiest one. I was under the impression it would be the hardest, being the highest, but Scafell Pike is the hardest. If you do it the other way around, sure, you're getting the biggest one out the way first, but you're gonna be doing Snowdon in the dark, the whole thing, up and down, so it's not ideal. So guys, even though online it says to start with Ben Nevis, I completely disagree. Start with Snowdon, finish with Ben Nevis, and then you got a few days out and on the beautiful Scottish countryside before you have to head home to your hometown. I started at 10, so I'd have a lot of daylight hours to do Ben Nevis. So I was just thinking ahead on that one. But now I know the Ben Nevis route is so simple. It's just a footpath, you can't get lost, and it's very gradual, so there's not really any climbing, so you can easily do it off a headlight. I would start at 9 and then get to Ben Nevis maybe at 3 or earlier if possible. You've still got the daylight on the way down Ben Nevis with the views. But yeah, that's what I would do I think next time. Start at 9. And the reason for that is because it gives you more daylight hours for Scafell Pike then. You might be able to get most of the way or some of the way back down in twilight before it gets real dark. Tips and things I would do differently, or things I'm going to do differently when I do it again. I would research the trails better. Ben Nevis, no research needs to be done. It's a path all the way to the top, nice and easy. And yeah, really Snowdon as well is pretty easy. Scafell Pike, I would research. I would certainly do a different route than I did. I sort of just, first route I came across, I was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. Get the coordinates or the exact location for all the car parks and pump them in your sat nav beforehand so you can jump in the car and just press it. Previous destination, press it, and then it'll take you there. Get decent zinc oxide tape. Get some like heavy duty military grade from Amazon. You can apply it to your feet at the beginning and that will last for the whole challenge. Whereas with mine I had to apply it before every hike, besides Ben Nevis, which I didn't have time to do. And that would save you a good 10 minutes. And you know, 10 minutes per mountain, it's a good half an hour, right? At the Glen Nevis car park, if you're paying by card, only one pay machine lets you do it, and it's the one near the visitor centre. There are other pay machines in the car park, but they're cash only. Meal prep. Cook a load of pasta, put it in lunch boxes. Something you can munch on while you're driving. But remember guys, don't fill yourself up. If you are meal prepping and you're snacking on pasta, don't have a full-blown meal between the hikes, just snack on it. Water prep as well. Have bottles of water like this in your car, big bottles, so if you're using a Camelback, you can fill it up from the water bottle nice and easy. It just saves time, you don't have to find a tap or something like that. I would also, if you could, maybe even research the traffic conditions. I think Google Maps does that for you now. It would be easier if there's more than one of you. One of you can sort of be the co-driver and be like, right, it's gridlock between this junction and this junction, get off and take a detour. Road works as well. Roads to avoid. There's a lot of road works that really slowed me down. I made up some good time on the drives and then I hit road works and traffic and I'm like, all that time I made up, I'm just now losing. For those of you that thought I would pass at the beginning of the video, thank you so much for thinking that. I didn't even think I'd pass myself. For those of you who didn't think I'd pass, you buggers, you were right. That's my 3-peak challenge, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. I probably will try it again and pass this time. If you are thinking of doing it, I hope you learn a little from this video as well. If you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you like my content, subscribe to my channel, guys. It helps me out. But in the meantime, I'll see you on the next one.